Our weather pattern is about to move into overdrive as we push into mid-December. We're talking a lot of snow chances and that reinforced cold air that's going to linger for the next 10 or so days. Today's video, we're going to talk about what to expect tonight. We have snow incoming for this evening, as well as take a peek into next week. We have numerous systems to keep a close eye on. When all is said and done, if you're a winter lover, this forecast video will please you for sure. I am Ryan, and this is Michigan Storm Chasers. Let's throw it to Chandler before we dive into today's video.
Today's daily video sponsor is Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors joined the Michigan Storm Chasers partnership team in 2025. Based out of Wyoming, Michigan, they service the West Michigan area. At Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors, they specialize in delivering top-rated home exterior services, including residential roof installation, siding installation, and comprehensive roofing and siding services. Their contact information will be linked in the video description down below, and you can visit their website at topgundidit.com, or you can call their office. And be sure to tell them that Michigan Storm Chasers sent you. Back to you, Ryan.
All right, let's go ahead and talk snow and winter. We have a lot to unpack here. Gonna try and keep things brief today, but I have 12 tabs open here to go through. So let's go ahead and start with tonight's system. We have snow incoming for late tonight into Sunday morning. On your screen currently is the model forecast here. We have lake effect snow up in the UP ongoing throughout today, this afternoon and the evening. Here comes our snow system behind my face here. The system's moving in toward the west to east here, and it arrives sometime around 2 or 3 a.m. tonight / Sunday morning. As we push into the sunrise Sunday, that system begins to weaken, but it impacts a good portion of the Lower Peninsula. By the time we get to around noon, lunchtime on Sunday, that system is now exiting, but lake effect snow is behind it there for portions of the UP. Maybe the western part of Lower Michigan as well. That could add a few inches of accumulation in lake effect nature behind this system. In terms of our snowfall forecast, it's going to be a widespread light snow. Let's go ahead and bring up our forecast here. There we go. The entire Lower Peninsula, 1 to 3, from Adrian to Detroit up toward Port Austin, West Branch, Gaylord, down toward New Buffalo. A swath of 2 to 5 up by the Lake Huron shore from Alpena to Mackinac City. Traverse City to Ludington, 2 to 5 there by Lake Michigan. And then there's a nice swath across south central Michigan from Muskegon to Holland over to about Lansing to Mount Pleasant of 2 to 5. We're going to go with in that zone. Up in the UP, lake effect combines with a little bit of synoptic snowfall from the system. Trace to an inch for a good chunk of the UP, but then localized areas and lake effect belts 2 to 5. And then if you're between Marquette and Grand Marais, a swath of 4 to 8 there, likely by the time we get to Sunday evening. That is your forecast for system number 1. Okay, starts late tonight, 2 a.m. or so, ends right around that noon to 2 p.m. time frame for a lot of us, but then lake effect kicks it behind it. Now, let's go ahead and talk next week here. We're tracking several systems here on the European model. If you watched our videos the past couple of days, not much is changing with the overall pattern here. Everything's still on track. Let's go ahead and run this through, play this through the evening. Here's our system for tonight into Sunday. We're going to go ahead and pause it right here. We're into Monday now, Monday morning, 7 a.m. Let's go ahead and talk about Monday night into Tuesday. Another system comes in, impacts the UP, as well as portions of the northern part of Lower Michigan. That could dump a quick 1 to 4 inches of snow with some lake effect behind it as well, similar to the system tonight. And then behind that, we're tracking another system right around the Wednesday morning time frame. This one looks like it could be a little bit heavier in terms of snow, but there's also a tad bit of warm air there. So if you're further south, we may have to watch for some rain mixing in with that snow, but do take in consideration there, the darker blues indicate a heavier snowfall. So perhaps a chunk of Michigan midweek next week getting in on perhaps 2 to 6. Just to guess right now. We'll lock that forecast in as we get closer to it, but right now just keep in mind a heavier snow system could be in there for Wednesday. It shouldn't be significant. I'm not talking like a foot or more, but more so 2 to 6 would be a good guess right now based on current trends. That system moves in, moves out Wednesday and evening, and then we're left with a dry Thursday morning between another system coming in for Thursday PM hours. And then that could also bring light accumulations across the Lower Peninsula. And by the time we get to the weekend, Friday, Saturday, the model ends there, but the system here continues to dominate. And another system comes through for Saturday, and then another one comes in for Monday of next week. So we're looking at a very hyperactive pattern here. Nothing is changing. When all is said and done here, we're going to talk about snow totals. This is the European snowfall output here between now and next Monday, or next Sunday, really. Monday morning here, 1 a.m. You're seeing several areas of Michigan close to, if not over, a foot of snow here between all of these systems combined. So there are going to be shots of 2 to 4, another 2 to 4, another 2 to 4. All that adds up. We could see as much as a foot of snow across a wide area of Michigan, especially on the west side, lake effect, and also the UP. Highest chances there. East side is shown to get close to a foot there. We'll see. It could be on the lower end of that. Could be on the higher end. We'll have to kind of play it by ear. But potential is there for a wide swath of a foot or more over the next 7 to 10 days across a lot of the state of Michigan. Now, one thing to talk about here is the upcoming pattern that we're going to be in. The latest from the Climate Prediction Center, CPC, has Michigan in almost the darkest blue they have available, a 80 to 90% chance of below average temperatures. It is going to be quite cold out there. Confidence is increasing that we're going to remain below normal in terms of temperatures, but at the same time, we're going to be right in that line of near normal to above average precipitation. Not surprising at all. We're very, very active across the northern half of the U.S. here with the pattern. Do take note, though, the southern half is bone dry. 8 to 14 day, much of the same. We remain below average here through the mid-December timeframe. And again, the same story on precipitation, above average here. So taking a peek at the next 15 days here, do take note, next 10 days at least will be below freezing or right around freezing for a couple days here based out of Lansing. Models are trying to hint at a warm-up here. They've been pushing it further and further back. It was around the December 15th timeframe. Now it's being pushed back to the 20th. But the models are still hinting perhaps a warm-up sometime coming in the future here that could warm us back into the upper 30s, perhaps low 40s. Not out of the question, not impossible to see it. I just hope it doesn't happen before Christmas because I think a lot of us are kind of in the mood for a white Christmas at this point. So hopefully we keep the snow by the time Christmas comes around and we can melt it after that. But hopefully just keep it cold enough to keep the snow on the ground here between now and Christmas. All right, let's talk about hazards next 10 days or so. CPC, 10 to 15 days, should I say. CPC has risks for hazardous temperatures as well as snow and wind. Let's talk about this real quick. Slight risk from December 13th to the 16th across the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region here for hazardous temperatures. So it could be quite cold. Wind chills may be well below zero in some spots if the forecast verifies. Here again, December 13th through the 16th, highlighted there in that blue contour. So South Central Michigan in that risk. Slight risk between December 13th and 15th for lake effect snow. West Michigan, northern lower, and all of the UP there. Not surprised there. These systems that come through reinforce cold air as well as lake effect snow behind it. Not a surprise. And lastly, December 13th through the 14th, a slight risk for high winds. We could have a system that could be quite windy in nature, impact the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, Northeast region. I did have a slide pulled up for that. System being shown on the European model at hour 186 currently next Saturday. We're seeing quite, I'm not going to say windy conditions here, but it is picking up in terms of wind for portions of the Ohio Valley. It doesn't look too bad for us yet, but we're going to watch it just in case. Just see what happens with the next time frame. That could also spark a significant lake effect snow if it does get pretty windy as well. So we'll have to keep a close eye on next weekend. Putting it all together, snow tonight, 1 to 3 in a wide area. Lake effect belts could get as much as 4 or 5, perhaps 6 inches. And then we turn active. We're looking at several systems next week that will bring us shots of snow in a widespread area. Could get up to a foot of snow when all is said and done by the time we reach next Sunday. That's your forecast, guys. That's all I got. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a live briefing on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. Join me at 7 p.m. We'll cover everything in detail for the upcoming week and new data that came in between now and then. With that being said, enjoy your weekend. Stay warm out there. We'll see you guys in 36 hours.